Oof. Let's call.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's close. It's really close. All right, welcome back, everybody, for episode number 2 of GTO Duel. So we have 2 new competitors in the arena this time. We've got Eva. Welcome, Eva.
Hi, everyone.
And we've got Ramsey. Welcome, Ramsey.
Glad to be here.
And of course, the one that we're all trying to beat, which is Mr. Stephen Chidwick. Welcome, Stevie.
Oh, good to be here.
Cool. So we're going to dive in just a second, but to give you guys a rundown of the rules, obviously we're going to do it the same way we've done it before, playing against George, our resident octopus friend and the operator of the Octopi trainer. Each player is going to go back and forth, making one decision after another. The winning player is going to be the one who outlasts the other, basically. So you're going to bust here if you make 1 blunder or 3 mistakes. And we're going to be a bit generous with the mistakes. If it's what the trainer class is as a 0% mistake, we're not going to count it as a mistake. But if you reach that limit of that number of mistakes, then you lose, and whoever is the opponent is going to be the winner. And we're going to have some prizes for the winners as well. We've got some PokerGo subscriptions. We're going to have multiple players who are taking a shot at Stevie over the course of the next couple of days. Generally speaking here, we're just going to go decision by decision, alternating back and forth between you guys. Did you guys decide what spot you wanted to go with for this challenge?
Yes, we would like to do chip EV, post flop, 40 big blinds, button versus the cutoff. So we're in position.
Okay, chip EV, post flop, 40 big blinds, button
versus cutoff versus
okay.
cutoff. Very simple.
So we are versus cutoff.
I'm keeping it. We kept it simple. At least I wanted that to make it very easy for me to study. And single raise pot.
Okay. So we are the pre-flop caller in this case, right?
Correct.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So this is going to be a very interesting spot. Yeah, this is a tough spot to pick. Like I'm surprised to hear you guys say like, oh, let's just pick a nice easy spot. Let's pick like pre-flop caller versus cutoff, wide ranges, 40 bigs. Like you guys are diving into the
It's a good one to practice though, because it comes up a lot.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah,
I definitely learned a lot when I was studying this one.
Cool. Well, let's dive right in. We're going to give you and Ramsey, Ava, the first choice here.
Okay.
So you guys are up first. We've got, again, cutoff button. King 9-6 is the first board, and we have pocket fives. What do you guys think?
So cutoff is betting. This board is a somewhat dry board, but there are straights, backdoor straights possible, backdoor flushes possible. He's betting a small size, and this hits his board. We don't have the top set. We have sets of 9s, set 6s. We have king 9 suited in our range. We don't have king 9 off in our range. So as for my range, I think the range is, I would put this in my checking range. It's not.
Bear in mind here, you're facing a bet, right? You're facing a
yeah. I'm sorry.
bet.
I meant calling range. I don't think it's in my raising range. So I think, Ramsey, I don't know if you agree. I think this is a call. Let's say it's between a call and a fold.
It's a great analysis. I think there is, because it's a small bet. I think there is a call range, but my gut would probably just fold this at this point. I think working on this a lot. I would lean towards fold on it, seeing that they're donking from the cutoff and probably good enough to let this one go.
I think I'm going to lead to fold, because we can't really improve. I mean, I just thought about some more. So
we're leaning fold. Okay, let's take a look. Let's see. All right.
Please. It's a mix.
It's a mixed call and fold, and that was kind of where I was leading you guys, which is that if one of you thinks call and one of you thinks fold, there's a good chance that it's probably kind of on the borderline, right? Which means that actually either play could be fine, right? And in this case, you can see that it's mixing about 60% call and about 40% fold. So we did totally fine with that one. Let's move on, and it's now on Stevie. So we get this ace, queen, jack board with 2 diamonds, and George checks in the cutoff. Stevie, what are we thinking with ace 10 off here?
I'm thinking this is a board where we're going to be mostly using the big size, be pretty polar. Going to have a good amount of 2-pair, straight. Obviously, we don't really have a hand that we want to bet for protection. So I think that's going to force us into a larger size. I think we could either check or bet this hand. I'll go with the bet, the 4.7 big blinds.
So we're going to go with 4.7. And it is. So it's an exact 50-50 mix with this particular combo. So betting and checking both good. And now we get a 4 of hearts turn. George is going to come with a check. We are now back over to Eva and Ramsey. So I guess if you guys are rotating, Ramsey, you're first up here. What are your thoughts about this one?
My instinct here would be to check the turn and get to the river. I don't see enormous value in a bet right here. So I think I'm checking. Eva, what do you think?
Okay.
Ace 10. I think for our range, we still have the betting lead, so we probably could bet, but I think the fact that he's in there, and I don't think Ace 10 is that strong a hand, so I'm going to agree with Ramsey. I think this is a check.
Okay, so we're going to hit the check button, and it's high frequency bet, but you found that 6% or so of checks in there, so we just about got in there. And we then see this 7 of hearts river, and George is going to come with about a half pot bet. So any thoughts here, Stevie, on what our options are? We clearly just have a shove, a call, and a fold here.
Yeah, well, we're definitely not folding. He went half pot.
Yeah.
It seems kind of close to a shove to me. Reason why I say that is that I don't think we are slow playing too much on the turn, and this is pretty high up in our range. I mean, we're going to have a bit of A7 and maybe pocket sevens, but infrequently. And if we don't raise the top of our range, he's not really incentivized to kind of size down like this and only bet half pot with his hands that would beat ace 10. I am a bit scared to raise, but I think I'm going to.
Okay, so we're going to go with the shove. All right, let's see. All in. Wow, we nailed it. Or at least we're mixing.
Okay,
we're mixing like 56-44. Yeah. I can see why you're a bit scared there, because it is quite a tricky one. The river raises in spots like this are really tricky because they rely on having a really good understanding of what the value bet range of your opponent is supposed to look like and things like that. So it can certainly be really tricky to find some of these raises, but we do have the raise in there with the ace 10. So let's move on. All right, next one. We've got, this is an interesting one. We've got queen jack 8, 2 diamonds. We have ace jack with the ace of diamonds. What are your thoughts here?
I think there is a potential. It's either call or raise to 14.9, I think, with the ace and the jack and a 3 to a flush.
Okay, so we think call or raise there, right?
Yeah.
Eva, what are your thoughts? Are you kind of veering one way or the other here?
Well, let me go through my process. I appreciate it. I think he's got flush draws. He's got all the sets. He's got 9-10 probably. I mean, he has 9-10 off, I think, possibly in his range as well. He's got a lot of the nuts, and we only have second pair. If it's a raise, it's a raise as a bluff. And what are we trying to get him off of? That's what I'm trying to see is like, what is he bluffing with that we can get him to fold? I'm not sure that I'm going to be honest, I don't feel comfortable with the raise, but also I know I'm very relatively conservative. We do have the ace of diamonds, so that's helping because we can rep raising with the flush. Draw. I'm leaning toward call only because I'm conservative, but I understand why a raise could be a possibility.
Well, we've got one person who wants call and one who says call or raise. So I think where that kind of arrives at an averages out to a call. So we're going to hit the call, and it is going to be pure call, in fact. And you can kind of see here that, in fact, your range doesn't really play almost any raises here. And it's mostly just to do with how polar that large bet on the flop is going to be. There's not really going to be a lot of hands in that range that are going to have tough spots when you raise. So there's a lot of calling and a lot of folding, but not much raising, and definitely not any raising with the ace jack here. It actually would be, as you can see here, pretty big EV loss. If you call, it's 1.02. Raise to 61% would be 0.71. So about a quarter of a big blind loss, maybe a little bit more than that, about 0.3 big blind loss. So good that we didn't raise. Now, we get a turn diamond, we face half pot, and it's on Stevie. So what are your thoughts here? This is an interesting one.
Yeah, so we turn the nut flush draw. I think we have a pretty easy call. I think if I were to try and pick a hand like this that might do some shoving, it would be maybe like a jack 10, 10 of diamonds type hand, where we have less visibility when we hit our flush as to whether we're good or not, and he's going to be barreling with some hands like ace of diamonds 10 that might call off and we get value from, or just an ace of diamonds, king of diamonds, whatever that may fold and we get protection from. So with the nut flush draw, I think we have a better distribution on the river to just be happy calling in position and playing the river.
Okay, so we're gonna hit call, and it is pure call. We do have some jams, but it's mostly, pretty much nailed it there. The Jack 10 offsuit is in there with the jam at some frequency, which I assume is going to be the ones with a diamond. We've got some pocket eights. We've got a little bit of ace 10 in there. So we did get that one. And you guys now have the tough spot where you face the river jam. So you have a bluff catcher and you have the nut flush blocker, and you're facing a river jam for about 75% pot or so. So Eva, what are your thoughts here looking at this one?
Wow. So the question is, what is he bluffing with? Yeah, it's a bluff catcher, but what kind of bluffs is it?
My instinct was we let this go and live to fight another day.
Okay. So we got one unsure and one fold. I think that leans us towards fold. So the average here is going to be fold. So we're going to hit fold. And that is actually good. It is a 100% fold. Very interesting. Yeah, nicely done, guys. Did arrive with a good fold there.
Definitely can be tricky to apply blockers in spots like this. I would say that if we were to look at his whole range, I would expect the ace of diamonds to be more prevalent in his bluffs than his value bets, because I think he's going to bluff a lot of ace of diamonds 10, ace of diamonds king very frequently for this line. His value region at this stack depth isn't like primarily flushes. Like he can also put it in with a straight or a two pair or set or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. So this is how I like to look at analyzing where someone's bluffs are coming from in a river spot here. What I've done is I've opened up the sim and I've just filtered the range map for basically the bottom half of the range, or the bottom part of the range that is clearly not value. And as you can see, what's happening is we've got a spot where ace X with the 9 of diamonds, ace of diamonds 9, ace of diamonds 7, ace X with ace of diamonds 5. There's a few different combos here. Ace of diamonds 6 is in there a tiny bit. There's a few different combos here that have the ace of diamonds in them that are bluffing. And that's a big part of this equation here. The other part of it is to recognize that a lot of their bluffs actually come from the low pocket pairs with a diamond here. And that's what I believe George actually ended up having. He did have pocket threes with the 3 of diamonds here. So the ace jack is a decently strong hand here, but it isn't a great bluff catcher. And as you can see, it would be losing 1.7 bigs to call here. So we did arrive at a good fold there. So nice job, guys. And we're going to move on. So this one, we have a King, Queen, 6 rainbow. It's on Stevie. So facing a check here, what do we think we're doing with pocket 7s?
Yeah, so the 2 Broadway board typically favors the bigger size. We don't have as much stuff that we want to bet for protection. We want to target some pretty strong hands right away, pocket jacks, pocket 10s type stuff. I think that usually how the pocket pairs work is that you start mixing some bluffs with the very worst ones, but I think 7s is too high up to really consider that. So I would just check this.
Okay, so we're going to check. And we're good. There's a tiny frequency of some small bets, 14% there, but yep, check is all good. And we turn a set. So this is a very interesting spot. Now, George checks again, and it's back on you guys.
I would want to bet for value here. We want to get value from king high, queen high, any draws that are in that his range that he called with. The only question is what size, and what size would a king call? So I would want to bet maybe the orange, the 5.3. I'm not sure. So Ramsey, what do you think?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm always, yes. And I agree that this is a bet, although I do like to set the trap here and wait for the river. But if we're facing someone with a king or queen, you know, they're probably, this is time to get the money in the pot. So I agree with Eva on her bet.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to go 5.3. Yeah. Okay. We're going to hit that. Ooh. It's actually pretty low frequency, but it is in there. So we're actually preferring the overbet here. Just a product of the fact that we are betting into a reasonably capped range, and the range of hands that we're able to value bet here is mostly composed of stuff that was pretty strong on the flop and just check back, like some king highs or some king X basically, and then some pocket 7s, some 7-6. And when we're bluffing, we have some pretty weak bluffs in there.
So we would want to go for 2 kind of values and make an overbet to do.
Yeah, basically we're just looking at a big size here to try to make sure that when we do have that value portion of our range, we're going to be able to stack off on river at some frequency. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
So Next one, Jack 8-7, cutoff checks, pocket nines. Interesting spot. Stevie, over to you.
It's a tricky one. Can see merits for both sizes. I think the small size is going to target a hand like obviously king queen, ace queen type stuff, just high cards. But then the bigger size targets a lot of 10x type hands that are also going to be pretty prevalent in his range after opening from the cutoff, 10x and 9x. The nines is a hand that could go either way. It's happy getting some money in the pot, but I don't think it really minds which street it does it on. I'm going to go with the check and see if they face a tough decision on the turn.
Okay, so we got a pretty high frequency of checks there. 66% check with this hand. Seems reasonable. King of Hearts turn, and George checks again here. What do you guys think about the nines on this turn?
Well, we didn't really gain much equity. Actually, the flush draws are now ahead. The flush are ahead. And I personally feel uncomfortable betting, so I'm going to try to check for showdown value, but I don't know if this is a bluff. I think there are better bluffs in our range. I don't know what they are. I can't rattle them off, but I think this is somewhere in our checking range. What do you think, Ramsey?
Yeah, I think probably very high check. Let's get to the river and play from there.
Okay, let's hit the check button. So the strategy there obviously has a pretty decent chunk of checking, and this hand is pure check, so we're all good. And now we get a third check from George on the river on an ace of spades. Stevie, over to you.
Yeah, I think this is just a pretty easy check and show it down. I think we're not strong enough to value bet, and we're too high up in our range to bluff. We could bluff some little pairs or something, but
yep, seems completely reasonable. As you can see, the massive error to bet here. Actually, 3.75 big blinds of EV is a check, but only 1 point whatever big blinds as a bet here. So definitely would be a blunder to bet that one. So we actually have not had any mistakes so far. But what I'm going to say at this point is we're going to pretty soon go into, I'm going to make it sort of sudden death. So when we get through the next hand, you're not allowed to explain your choices. You just have to state your choices, and you have like a maximum of 5 seconds to do it. For the challengers team, I'm just going to ask one of you each time, and we're going to do it kind of rapid fire. First mistake loses, basically. So we'll do that after this hand. The board we've got here is Queen 7-5. We face a cutoff check.
I think we could bet or check. I think most of our volume is going to be in the small size, and I think we're going to favor betting with our hand, so that's what I'll do.
All right, so we're going to go 1.8. Okay, we do completely fine there, and we get called. And we get a 3 of spades turn, and we face a check. So it's on you guys. This is the last hand you guys are going to get to confer on your decisions. So
right, and I think it's my turn. I don't think the 3, it's a brick. I don't really think it helps the cutoff's range. His calling range could have queens in there. He has Queen 7 suited, Queen 5 suited in his range. But I think we might have raised with anything like a 2 pair, which again, I'm not sure. I have top pair. So I personally would choose a bet, but I'm not sure what size. What am I trying to get value from? I'm trying to get value from the 7 or the 5 that's stuck around. I want to get folds from aces. I see some little bit of protection. So I would want to bet, it's either a half pot or a 6 or 9.5. Let's see, SPR is around 3.5. So I don't know, Ramsey, what do you think?
Yeah, I think if we're going to bet here, I would do the half pot.
Okay.
All
so
right.
We're going to go half pot. All right, let's see that. Ooh, mistake.
0%.
Okay. 0% mistake. So it doesn't count. It's close. It's close enough that it doesn't count. All right. So we're going to flip it over to Stevie. What are your thoughts about this one, Stevie, if we're not betting half pot?
Yeah, I think that we could bet the larger size. I think overall we're just going to be closer to geometric on the turn. That is like leaving the same amount relatively to be bet on the river. I think checking would be reasonable, but let's go with the big bet.
Okay, we're going to go with the geometric size, and it's actually 99% the geo size here. So checking actually a little on the conservative side. But anyway, we did do fine on that one. So we are now going to go into that sudden death format that I mentioned. We're going to alternate quickly. So we're going to start with Ramsey this time. Very quickly, 5 seconds. Just tell me your decision, and we'll just kind of click through it real quick. Okay, so Ramsey, King Jack 7 rainbow, facing a check. We have pocket 8s.
Check.
Okay. Check is good. Stevie, 10 of clubs turn.
Check.
Okay. Six of hearts river. Wow. Okay, you face the 5x pot jam. Eva.
I fold.
Fold. Okay.
Safe option.
Yeah, very much the safe option, but it is 100% fold. So you guys did fine on that one. All right. So now it's going to be on Stevie. 10-5-4, 2 clubs, facing check.
B25.
Okay. Goes B25 and gets a fold. All right. Let's keep it moving. Ace 8-4, 2 clubs. Ramsey, it's on you first. So checks to you. What are we thinking here?
Check.
Okay. High frequency check. We're good. Stevie, king of spades turn, facing check. Okay. Check again. Yep. Okay. And 3 of hearts turn again, facing check. Eva.
I check and take my showdown value. No.
Okay,
Yes.
we're good. It's mixing check and bet. You're right on that borderline. If it was king 10, it would be pure check. If it was king queen, it would be almost pure bet. So king jack is right on that threshold. So did okay there. All right, so you guys are surviving sudden death so far. Stevie, 10-8-6, 2 hearts, ace queen off, no heart.
Check.
Okay, we check. Deuce of clubs. It's back on Ramsey. We have ace queen high, ace of clubs facing overbet on turn.
How much is the bet? Sorry.
8.5 into 7.1. 3, 2,
Fold.
1. Okay. All right. It is pure fold, so we're good. Yeah. I'm gonna clock you guys if you take too long at this point. All right. 8-6-3, 2 clubs, facing check. Stevie, queen 9 of
That's
spades.
good. B25.
B25. All right. Seems good. George folds. We're gonna move on. So now it's on Eva. Ace, ace, deuce, facing check. We have pocket 5s.
Check.
Check. Okay. Yep. Decent frequency. Not super high, but decent. 1.8 on turn on a 9 of spades. Stevie.
Oof. Let's call.
Okay. It's a call. And it is 100% call. 10 of spades, river. Ramsey, facing check. What do we do?
Check.
Okay. Yep. Check back is good. So we did well on that one as well. Wow, you guys are really in survival mode. All right. So Stevie, Jack 10-8, facing large bet, King 10, King of spades. What do we think?
Let's call on suit time.
Okay. Yep. Okay. 10 of clubs. All right. It's on you, Eva. 10 of clubs. We turn trips, facing a check. What do you think here?
Oh, I want to bet, but what size? 3, 2.
3, 2.
The orange, 12.4.
Okay. 12.4. All right. Oh, mistake. Okay. Oh, it's close. It's really close. That's unfortunate. You did. I mean, it's hard to make these decisions under pressure. It's a small mistake, but let's take a look. I think it's probably more likely to be the half pot. Yeah. So it is. There is a good amount of small bet and some half pot here, but there's not really a lot, or there's not really any of the B75. Yeah. So thanks for being our first sort of team competitors here. We're going to be back again with another episode soon. So Stevie is still undefeated in this format, and thank you guys for being part of this. We'll be back soon with another episode.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching, everyone. If you want to check out the software that Steven and our other challengers are using to improve their game, the link is down in the description. See you in the next one.